And we turn on the screen and it works. Holy cow, look at that. It has been a while, so whether or not anybody actually watches this, hi. I'm back, more or less. At least for half an hour. I actually got a official adult grown-up person meeting thing at 5, so I'm going to have to wrap this up at that point. Figured I'd start a little bit early. So, yes, we just did Steampunk November, which was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of people. Got to play in one of the comfiest shows I've ever done because somebody left a rocking chair at the on the stage, and I used it, and it was very comfortable indeed. This is me simultaneously disconnecting from the day job in order to do this with my microphone. You can tell it's a live stream because there's a microphone here. Haha. And we're going to see if the microphone actually picks up what I'm hoping it'll pick up as we go along. Yeah. I am going to attempt to do the entire show on this beast. This right here is the strum box. Is it quiet? It is? Okay. Let's see. We boost this a little bit. How about we boost it to there? A little bit better there now, I think. Let's get our mixer in. Hopefully we're going to have some... Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You know, it's not really a Tobias the Adequate Troubadour show without there being some kind of weird technical falderall. But I'm going to play on this, the strum box, because I'm going to try and play. Good, getting better. Good sign. Bring it in a little closer. Hey, how about that? Ah! And then the boom goes down. Why? Because it really is a Troubadour, not a Troubadour show without something going hilariously wrong. There we go. Yes. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. Yeah, might as well hear me. And that auto caption does not like me for some reason. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. He's distinctive. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Still getting used to the different chord handling here. By the way, what song am I playing? I'm playing, in theory, this one. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw down lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. I've done this, but you can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. There we go. And we're off and running. You know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my pal in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? That's right, a pirate. With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And leather goggles with gears on them. Steampunk vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. Like you do. And big furry boots. Barbarian steampunk vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. 5 years, I'm still proud of that one. And a foxtail, but sadly, no one knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about him. I guess I'll end this song. I think that one does benefit from amplification because I have a false sense of how loud this is because these holes are right here next to my head. On the other hand, if I get a pick out, suddenly this gets a lot louder. Now, those of us who have been hanging out here in the United States of America have been dealing with some stuff. I'm not going to go into deep detail, but I am going to say that spending a lot of time on social media during this time has not been entirely conducive to anybody's mental health, because one of the things about social media is that it has a tendency to reinforce bad things, because people post about the bad things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, because enragement is engagement. And I have lived through, well, we've all more or less lived through this last one, and I have also lived through both George W. Bush administrations, and I'm finding some truly astonishing parallels there. We will get through it. It will be ugly, but remember, they're both mean and stupid, and that's where we have the advantage. Let's go to the next song, shall we? And that song is Yes, Indeed. When I was just a lad, for adventure I did yearn. I went a questing for the fame and glory I could earn. One night when I was rummaging an abandoned wyvern's hoard, was then that I discovered me a useless magic sword. True story. Useless magic sword, it's a useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. A useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. It did not come with instructions, it's my useless magic sword. I think this is a little tighter. The sword, it was not very sharp, nor had a magic glow. I didn't know what it could do, nor where that it should go. So I took me to a scholar, the very best I could afford. He looked at it and said, my son, it's a useless magic sword. I knew that. Useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. My useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. It did not come with instructions, it's my useless magic sword. went to fight a dragon because that's just what heroes do. I thought I'd make my legend on the lizards that I slew. Dragon cocked his head off to one side. With laughter he then roared. It's embarrassing to be here with this useless magic sword. It's +0 on the hilt. Useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. My useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. It did not come with instructions, it's my useless magic sword. Useless magic sword? When my card died, that's what it became. I tried so hard to rid me of this stupid metal stick. I tried the classic methods, but they did not do the trick. To stuff the sword into a stone, I mightily did try. The stupid thing bounced off the hilt, got me right in the eye. Ow! +0 against myself? Useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. My useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. It did not come with instructions, it's my useless magic sword. I'm playing all these in bar chord. Prosthetic talent. I was feeling mighty desperate, rash action I did take. I got a boat and rode to meet the lady in the lake. I threw it in the water, but she didn't speak a word. She threw it back. She didn't want my useless magic sword. Now, on paper, those two lines ought to rhyme, and they don't, and I'm honest, I'm kind of salty about it. Useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. My useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. It did not come with instructions, it's my useless magic sword. Ah! Enunciate. Thoughtful part. The years have passed, I've gotten old, I've never found my fame, and this stupid hunk of metal doesn't even have a name. So I stuffed it straight into the floor, wedged in between the boards. I use it as a code track now, my useless magic sword. It does have a purpose. I love a happy ending, don't you? Useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. I'm questing for adventure with my useless magic sword. My useless magic sword, it's my useless magic sword. And I use it as a code right now, my useless magic sword. Anyway. I'm sure these two rhymed back in the 16th century. Yes. Yeah, well, you know, it's amazing how these songs do hold up when they're translated from the ancient Aramaic. Now, hi, yes. A couple of other things. I'm, of course, been on Facebook relentlessly since the event, because I figured that, at the very least, what I could do is try to provide some kind of moral support or even at least a distraction. I'm also now on Blue Sky more than I have been, and I did post about this on Blue Sky, and whether or not I see anybody from Blue Sky come to see this is a toss-up. That's okay. Because, you know, the entire time I was doing this during the pandemic, if we ever crested 10 viewers, it was always kind of amazing. Because I am, of course, your niche market internet micro-celebrity! I'm going to turn this down just a tad, because when I play it with the pick, it spikes up into the red zone. Finger picking, which is what I was doing on... I think that benefits more from amplification. So when I'm playing this at the New Braunfels Renaissance Festival, this will in fact be plugged into an amp. For just flat-out strumming, it's pretty loud. So the next song is an angry song, because, well, it seemed like appropriate. And we're going to try that out here. And that song is Fae's Lament. If you've never heard it, well, you're going to now. Initially, I played this in D. And I realized that it really hurt to sing it in D. I was singing it like a necktie tenor. So now I'm in C. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead, so I went to a circle, a place I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. They'd all buggered off, left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, brought cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to live my world and live with the Fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies were all gone next day. Them bloody cheap fairies had all run away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. She then continued to elaborate. She said, we've heard your petition, you're known far and wide. I said, that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You said you can visit. You said you can visit. Wow. Said you can visit. Wow. You ever just have one of those boating accident moments where you just completely lose everything? We've heard your petition, you're no far and wide. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. She said you can visit. But listen to me. Just remember the Caterans BYOB. You are not getting in on the technicality. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away from me. Faire stealing my lyric. It's true. Yes, my dreams of adventure have all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the Fae ran away. The Fae ran away, the Fae ran away from me. Whee! We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. I might, you know what, I'm going to do something. I'm going to throw in the bonus song because I just wrote this. I literally just wrote this. So, if it sucks, that's why. Many years ago, off in the wilds of Marin County during the Heart of the Forest Fair at Stafford Lake or Lake Stafford, depending on who you talk to, I performed the Tobias the Adequate Magic Show on a stage that was way back in the back of the fair site. Not a really long distance because it was made kind of windy instead of a straight line, but way back in the back, and that consequently meant that the site that the stage that I was on was the last one built. It was built a big old platform and then a back wall, which is made out of Hollywood flats, 2x4 and plywood, about 8 feet tall and about 16 feet wide, and held down to the deck with 5 nails. And one of the windier years. So, second weekend of the show, I am up front doing my little hoo-ha on the stage. So the entire audience all turns and goes, which is the universal symbol for Godzilla. I turn to look at Godzilla, and the entire wall is falling down at me. Because I'm a guy, my first thought was, I got it. I did not got it. I did step back, however, and I did not die. This caused a lot of hullabaloo, and I had a really good show and a built-in sight gag for anything that went sideways. I'm going to see if I can remember how to do this, because when I then proceeded at the end of the year, all the assembled stage managers came to me. There it is. There we go. And gave me a certificate that denoted me as the man Faire could not kill. To do this stuff you have to love this thing that we call Faire. Sometimes I think that maybe it wishes I were not there. My health and sanity's been tested, left me hurt and quite upset. But Faire hasn't killed me yet. No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. I battled drunken patrons whose poor judgment sure has laughed. And once damn near crushed one and half the stage's wall collapsed. I performed in awful weather, about the worst that you can get. But Faire hasn't killed me yet. No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. Yeehaw! No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. I guess I've been quite lucky, but it's come down to the wire. Like that one time for charity where this idiot just flat ate fire. I have juggler friends. They're insane. We don't have a no fire on the husband policy on Tobias. Although I made dubious choices and I left the life without regret. And Faire hasn't killed me yet. No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. I thought about packing it in, and that's the honest truth. Like that magic trick in Tahoe where I chipped my right front tooth. There. True story. But I guess I got that injured, or maybe I just forget. 'Cause Faire hasn't killed me yet. No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. No, Faire hasn't killed me yet. And the certificate said, "We'll get you next time." New song, new song, new song. Literally wrote that today. Took about 15 minutes. Whew. So now we come to the point we've all been waiting for, and also because I got 9 minutes here. That's right, the last song of the show. One thing I want to note here is this is it's tuned to G, D, G, B. So basically, this is an A chord, this is a B chord, this is a C chord, this is a D chord, this is a D chord, this is an F chord, this is a G chord. It's prosthetic talent. But nice thing is that there's also an F chord right here, which is useful, especially in this song. People say that since I write some songs, I might just be a bard, but writing songs is really fun. It's really not that hard. I call myself the Troubadork. That B word has me jarred. Because while I am not a bard, I've frequently been barred. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs. I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred. And to make the matters worse, from all the bards, I have been barred. Hootenannies will not have me, nor will any open mic. I can play whatever song I please, but nowhere that I like. People want me to pay for my sins, but music should be free. Well, I can play wherever I please, no place is pleased with me. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs. I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred. And to make the matters worse, from all the bards, I have been barred. I may be a humble poetaster, a poet not so good. Just want my songs to come out right like any sane man would. But the people, when they hear my songs, react with low regard. Just because they see my music left them emotionally scarred. Although, to be completely honest with you, I have not chipped a tooth or become injured in any significant way from performing this music for 5 years, and compared to what happened in the 20 years before that as a magician, I'm doing alright. I've been barred from chips and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs. I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred. And to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. So my friends, you now all know my tale, take pity on my plight. So I just want to play our stuff and pray it comes out right. If you see your humble troubadour, please do not run away. Challenge accepted! As I stagger through this world, searching for somewhere I can play. Like a tavern, or an alehouse, coffee shop, something with walls. And of course, this live stream here in the room now known as Matthew's office, in the house known as Todoroki, in an undisclosed location here in San Antonio. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs. I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred. And to make the matters worse, from all the bars, oh yeah! I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs. I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, and I've been feathered and tarred. And to make the matters worse, from all the bars, I have been barred. Olay! Well, all good things must come to an end, and because I've got a meeting at 5 o'clock, this is where I'm going to wrap this one up this time. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Without you here, this is just one man shouting into the electronic wilderness, and it's because we make little connections like these that we somehow manage to keep ourselves relatively sane through the pandemic, and we can continue to keep ourselves sane during whatever the hell it is we got to deal with next. Oh, so all the things of the everything, of course. New Braunfels Ren Fair is this next weekend. The first 2 weekends of December. The Kerrville Ren Fair is the last 2 weekends of January and the first weekend in February. I have a verbal that I'm going to be doing Sherwood Forest Fair in April. I'm taking March entirely off. And in May, I make my triumphant return to the Scarborough Renaissance Festival. I don't know if they know what's about to hit them. Of course, I should also note, I have an album! You can find it, theadequate.bandcamp.com. I have USB sticks, which I am giving out, which I am vending for my shows. Basically, you give me $10, I give you a stick. And I will have CDs at the end of this week, which is kind of awesome. That's next week. This is supposed to be by Tuesday. So I'll have them in time for Kerrville and New Braunfels and all that stuff. Theadequate.com for all good things. And of course, I want to thank my Patreon patrons, without whom this would be even weirder to do. And that would be Rendell, Tim K, Jen, Teppo, Isaac, BK, Kaylee, Relly, Lorene, Brian, Rob, and John. Y'all are astonishing. And everyone who just watches and listens and claps and talks to me and banters, because I am a banter-based life form. Without y'all, I would not be possible today. I appreciate that deeply. Y'all have been wonderful. I persist, despite all advice to the contrary, in being Tobias the Adequate. I thank you all for encouraging my behavior, and I will see y'all next time, which shouldn't be as long between intervals if we're lucky.